Alright, so my name's Lolly, and I thought I would spend a little time and introduce myself. I've not really ever spoke on my page before, so I'm a little bit nervous. But I thought I would tell everybody a little bit about who I am. And so about 3 years ago, I started my farm with 4 ducks. The 4 ducks completely changed my life. They forced me to get outside, get in the sun. I had to feed them and water them, and it just really gave me time to spend time with my higher power and slowly begin to start healing. I'd been through a very long period of depression and struggled with addiction, and I was overwhelmed and extremely lost in life. And I think those 4 ducks pretty much saved my life. Once I got the 4 ducks, I realized that I didn't know if they were boys or if they were girls, and I was worried that I was going to end up with a bunch of boys and not have any eggs, so I convinced my husband we needed 4 more ducks. And so we went and got 4 more. I got those raised up, and we started getting duck eggs, and I drove him crazy wanting chickens, and he kept telling me no, we couldn't get no chickens. But he really could see how good the farm was for me, and that that I was really coming back to life. So eventually he took me to get my chickens, and that way I could have duck eggs.
In 2 miles, take exit 1D onto I-40 West and I-75 South toward Nashville.
So then I had chickens and ducks both, and then I got worried about predators and did some research and learned that geese are a good alarm system, that they will alert when something's going wrong on the farm. So I decided that I would get some geese. I started out with 2, and then quickly got 3 more. And it wasn't long after that I decided I wanted a couple of pigs. So we got 2 pigs, and then my sister talked me into some rabbits. So I've got rabbits now too. Well, I've got 1 rabbit. My other one kept running away. To come out of my depression and stuff, it really still took some time. Watching the hens peck around and the ducks playing and all their shenanigans, it just really really relaxed me. It really helped heal my soul, and the being outside in nature, it just changed my life. And then of course, life still shows up, and adulting still can get a little bit overwhelming sometimes, and I was still really struggling with a lot of anxiety, and so I reached out to a friend of mine, and she had always worked a recovery program, and she had always reminded me that I had a seat waiting there for me when I was ready. So about 3 months ago, I decided to go back into the rooms of NA, and I am now well on the way in my healing journey. I've gotten a little over 3 months that I've been working a program. I go to meetings, I do step work, I have a sponsor, do service work with other people. service work is changing my life. The fellowship is changing my life. It's teaching me how self-centered I was, and how to not be so self-centered anymore. I used to be really convinced that I would be better off not on this earth, that my kids would be better off without me, because everything was so chaotic, and it was amazing how much you can convince your mind that that you're nothing but a burden to your family, you know. Thankfully, God didn't give up on me. It's been a very long and slow process, not because God didn't want to deliver me, but because if He had offered me deliverance, I would have never reached out for help. I would not be involved in the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, and I would not be growing. And the growth process is just, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful experience. I didn't know life could be so good, you know. So between my farm and my recovery program, I've not struggled with depression in a couple of years. And my anxiety has just gotten a whole lot better. I get to go to a convention tomorrow. I am super excited about. My whole life, from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed right now, is just being absorbed in recovery and learning the literature, because I just cannot wait for the day when I get to give back, when I get to help other people that are suffering. Tonight I got the honor of presenting my sponsor with her 24-year medallion. This woman, I met her 15 years ago, and a friend pointed her out across the room, you know, in the church, and was like, "You see that girl over there? I think you'd really like her. You need to get her number. She's, you know, she's in recovery. She's a single mom with 3 kids, just like you, and I think y'all would get along great." And so we exchanged numbers, and, you know, I was not the easiest person to be friends with at first. She would try, you know, to reach out and be friends, and she would invite me into the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, and I would go in and I would work the program for a little while, and I'd drop out because I'd relapse, and I would ghost her, and I'd quit talking to her, you know. And she didn't deserve that. She didn't always know why I would disappear the way I did. But she never gave up on me. You know, she spent 15 years reaching out to me and just saying, "Hey, good morning, just checking in. Wanted to let you know that there's a seat here waiting for you when you're ready." And about 3 months ago, I decided I was ready again, and thank God I did, because I know this time is sorry, I gotta think of words to even say. Like, life is just great. It's beautiful. And like, I am more addicted to recovery than I've ever been to any drug or alcohol. You know, and all of it started because of my farm. You know, I had totally given up. You know, like, I was laying in bed all day depressed and watching TV, and I wouldn't even get up to fix me anything to eat. I had just completely just given up. I said I was tired. I said my soul was tired, and it's been a couple of years since I felt that bad. I did not know that there was hope on the other side. And I just, I can't wait to give some of that hope to other people. I'm going to try to come on my channel a little bit more and maybe share a little bit about my recovery process. I know that a lot of my videos and shorts and stuff are mostly my farm animals or my dogs or whatever, and I've never really talked about recovery. But the two huge things that saved my life is my farm and my recovery program. And you know, I want to document that process as I'm on the journey and share it with you guys, and maybe y'all can watch me grow. Maybe y'all can share some of your stories with me. I'm not really sure exactly what I want to do with my channel, but I think this is where I'm at least going to start. I was really touched and honored that she had asked me to present her with that medallion. If I can be even just half the woman that she is, you know, then I'm doing great. I used to isolate all the time, and in the last 3 months I have built a network and a foundation, and I've got friends. I mean, there's times where my phone's going off and I get stressed out because it's overwhelming, because there's too many people to reply back to, instead of the opposite where I wouldn't hear from people for days, you know. Life's good, and it's too good, too beautiful today to not talk about and share that experience. So I really look forward to maybe getting to do some more lives, and maybe getting my courage up and get a little bit better at doing these lives. Thank you for everybody who's listened, and you know, maybe introduce yourselves if you'd like, and I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you. We do recover.